Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti at the Burrumbeet Barrier Trials have just completed, and we're in the, I don't know what this room is, probably the bar I suppose, Pete, for the members.
Committee room, bar, yeah.
It's a pretty old room, isn't it? There's lots of old photos here, and I'm not sure how old this club is, but I think you were here when it first opened.
Yeah, day after. Some photos up here, Darren, 1800 and something, so she's fairly ancient, but...
A lot of history here. They only race here on New Year's Day, and they get about 6,000 or 7,000 here to a non-TAB meeting. I've probably been here 10 or 11 years, Pete, and it's a fantastic day, and a lot of fun, and we rarely leave the track before midnight.
Certainly a great social day on New Year's Day, and aside from that, an absolute asset for the Darren Weir stable and the trainers around Ballarat in terms of trialling. We probably come here 8 or 10 times a year. Yeah, well, the track, it's a tight little track, but she's chopped up a bit now, but it's probably, I don't know, heavy 8, heavy 9 probably, but yeah, we've had 4 trial here this morning, so we thought we'd do ATB-TV from here. Yep. A little bit of vision there earlier of a couple of hours going past the line.
Yeah, a couple of unraced colts there, just cruising along, and they looked in good order, and that was their first day out, and they handled it very well.
Yep, for sure.
Let's go back to last week's results, Pete. Just 3 runners.
Yeah, a bit light on our feet in terms of runners, but we had Falago and Tayo kicked off in a 1700 at Flemington. He was very good. Yeah,
well, let's start with Tayo. First up run since, I think it was Cox Plate Day last year, Peter, when he sort of didn't perform that well last prep, and a bone scan revealed that he had a number of issues, so all minor. So we gave him the time off, and we think we've got him right, and he performed well on Saturday, first up to run 5th.
Yep.
I just want to see him do it again in a fortnight at the Valley, but you know, he's a class animal, and if we can get him back anywhere near his best, he'll play a little role through the spring.
For sure.
But I know Brad Rawiller got off him, and he was very, very happy with the horse's run.
The other end of the scale, Falago reached the end of his prep.
Yeah, well, he was coming back off a bit of a bug, and he'd had 5 weeks between runs, and he was going from a wet track to a firm track, and he was going from 2,500 to 1,800.
A lot of experts out there thought he could win.
Well, I thought he had absolutely no chance, and he was back from 10s into 480 or something. I just don't understand how that could possibly happen.
You'll be on racing.com next week. Yeah. You gave him all the mail that he was not going to win, and they all sort of shook their heads and couldn't work it out.
Well, they kept backing him. Anyway, he raced very flat, and I picked him up, and he's gone to the paddock, and he'll have a really good break now, and his main aim for the autumn will be the Warrnambool Cup.
It was a good prep. 14 or 15 starts, 2 wins, 4 placings, about 160,000 and a Yarra Valley Cup and a win at Caulfield. So
if they could all win 150 each prep, I think we'd be buying this track.
The next day you ventured to Echuca, where my obsession kicked off, and she ran really well for 3rd. It was a very heavy track up there, but she performed well to be beaten just over a length. Yeah,
Liz and I went for a drive up to Echuca. My obsession's been very unlucky. I think twice previously the races have been called off that she'd been entered in.
Yep.
And when the jockeys walked the track prior to race 7, I thought, oh no, here we go again. But luckily enough, they did race.
Yeah.
It was a heavy 9, very, very wet. She ran 3rd. It was a very good run. Dean rode her particularly well. She needed that run, and she'll come on a heap from that. The first 2 horses are very, very good, fit, hard, in-form, tough geldings, and you know, Storm Approach and Make Mine Brandy, they're good country horses that are at the top of their game, and for our filly to take ground off them in the straight or mare, I'm sure in a fortnight when she steps out next, she's going to make massive improvement.
For sure, yep.
So they were our 3 runners.
Yep.
A nice quiet week. Well, it didn't feel like a quiet week. No, I don't know what I did all week, but we were running around. And then this week, we've got quite a few runners, so let's jump straight into them, Pete. Where do we start?
Well, obviously Sovereign Wealth was going to run at Gosford, I think it was, but drew the car park, so wait another day for her debut.
Yep, I'm glad Peter Snowden decided not to run her.
Barrier 17.
I think she's a 3-year-old by a long road. She might even be a 4-year-old now, Sovereign Wealth, but you can't come out of gate 17 first start and hope to achieve anything, so he's going to keep her till the following week.
Yep, we've got Saturday where we've got 4 runners. We'll start in southwest Victoria. We'll go to Coleraine, where I'll go down and hopefully see Himagee Joe break her mate. We've got Jack Hill riding. We haven't got details on barriers as such as yet, but
All right. Well, look, her run at Warrnambool the other day we were there was quite a good run. She looked like she probably would be better with a little bit more ground, and Darren said prior to that run she'd be better with blinkers. So she gets the miles, she gets the blinkers.
Yep. Colorado, we just need a little
Jack Hill's going to ride.
Yes, for sure.
And with that tight track, it's important you do get a good barrier. So anywhere from 1 to 6 would be what we'd be looking for.
Yep.
And you'll do that little job there, Pete.
Will do.
Yeah, she's got to be a top chow.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, she's improved each of her runs, and this is what we've been looking for.
I was happy with the Warrnambool run. I think I still think she's a prep away.
Yep.
But it'd be good if she could go there Saturday and win, and then we could put her out and let her mature a bit.
For sure. Interstate, we'll go to Rosehill where Ware Shaw runs 1350 metre benchmark 78. Blake Shin on board.
Yeah, well, look, Ware Shaw was disappointing on face value last start, but terribly ridden and disobeyed all instructions and gave the horse absolutely no chance. Spoke to the stable during the week just saying if we can get a little bit of consistency on this bloke, because he's a very hard horse to ride, Pete. He's got to get back, he's got to settle, and then he's got to be pulled out and let rip down to the line now. He's put Blake Shin on, he's ridden him a lot of his work, and he's a stable rider, he's a high class rider, and Pete assures me that he'll ride in the way he needs to be ridden. He was going to wait another couple of weeks, but he said the horse's work's been that good that he's decided to race him. And he's drawn 11, he'll probably come out of 8 or 9, somewhere there. And he's got to be into that race right up to his eyeballs. And I'm not sure about the track up there, but we'll just have to wait and see. But he likes it wet, and he's in good form.
It certainly was wet last weekend, so let's hope that we get those conditions. We'll go a bit further north to Eagle Farm, where Red Handle's third up. She's unfortunately drawn 15 over 1200 with Jimmy Byrne on again. Yeah, well, I haven't spoke to Golan, but I assume she's racing. She was another filly that was another horse that was poorly ridden last start, where she was sort of posted 3 wide for the first half of the race, and then asked to try and win it. And she was courageous to run fourth without threatening. Drawing the car park again here. I'm not sure what the tactics will be. I'm pleased she's on Eagle Farm because it is a get back run on track, and I do know the rail's off. So look, if they choose to run it as a few scratchings, I'm sure they'll take a sit and let her finish off. I think that would be nice to see. Be a good opportunity. But I do say I haven't spoke to Golan, so I'm not sure what the tactics are going to be. He probably hasn't worked out himself yet. No. But yeah, she's in good form and she just needs a little bit of luck. Yep. And then we go to Adelaide, where we got Lucky on barefoot. Stretched him out to, well, not quite 2,000, 1,950. Paul Gathon, drawn 6. He's carrying 60. The rest of the field have got 54. So yeah, he's weighted up to his best, isn't he? Yeah. Well, that just shows you it's not a strong race, I suppose. Where the next horse is rated what, 60 something or 70. 84 and it's 73. So yeah, big gap. But look, this horse. Last 2 riders got off. Said he's looking for 2,000. He wasn't ridden particularly well last start, unfortunately. He goes into this race. You know, he's probably getting towards the end of his career. If he raced poorly here Saturday, I'd probably really recommend that we do retire him. But he's been a great horse for us. He was a tried horse we bought a number of years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago now. But he's getting to the end. But it's not a strong race. How many runners? There's only half a dozen, is there? I think 8 or 9, yes. 8 or 9, so he's got to carry 6 kilos more. He's going to need a fair bit of luck, particularly if they decide to walk. The rider's going to have to be on the game. But, you know, he goes around there, you know, maybe a top 4 chance. But if he ran badly, I think it'd be time to find him a nice paddock. We stay in South Australia, but we go to Sunday, Port Augusta, where we've got the Last Angel and She's Explosive both running there. We'll start off with the Last Angel. Has had a couple of runs. Todd panel rides 1,500 metres, and this is a dirt track, Darren. Yeah, it is. Look, first up runs have been ordinary with Damien Batters, but I don't know, for some reason we thought by God's own she'd be a wet tracker, but we forgave the first couple of runs because they were unsuitable distances, but now we've got her out to the right distance, and she loomed up on the corner last start but just didn't finish off, and the rider set didn't handle the wet, so maybe we just got that wrong. So we're going to put her onto this sand dirt track, whatever you want to call it, where the going's better, and she's out to the right distance. She's worked well, she's in great order, she looks a treat. I saw her last week, and hopefully you know, she can figure right in the finish here back on top of the ground. If she does that, we'll find, you know, in a month's time or 3 weeks in Adelaide, the tracks will start to dry out and she'll be right. But if she runs badly, it could be, you know, almost curtains on her career. Yep.
And the other filly, she's explosive. She's first up over 1200. She's got the Hong Kong rider, Matthew Poon, known as the Poon Train.
Poon Train.
Apparently he's been sent out from Hong Kong to Australia to fast track his development, and apparently he's going particularly well over there, and riding lots of winners. So it'll be interesting how he goes. We don't have high expectations for She's Explosive first up. Thought she was more of a miler, but wanted to kick her off on top of the ground and just see if Matthew can rate her to be somewhere in the finish.
Yep. That's it, Darren. As far as we know, I'll have the full fields out for those and everything, but we've basically given you all the info that we'll know. Just looking a bit further ahead to Geelong next Wednesday.
Well, before we get that, who's your best? You tipped the winner the other day, I think. First one in 12 months.
You're going to give me some praise for that?
Yeah.
Licorice Bullet, how good was that?
That was awesome, wasn't it?
And she drifted, so they knew I was on. I'll go, because I'm going to Colorado, I'll go there with the tail up, and I'm hoping to push Himaging Joe across the line.
All right, well, good luck with that. And I won't go. Well, I think she'll be hard to beat, but
she'll draw 15 now that I've said that.
No, well, she probably won't run from 15, but look, if Snowden's right about where he gets his chance, I reckon.
For sure, yep.
And you're going to mention Geelong Wednesday, just a nom for Short Espresso?
Yeah, obviously he was nom for Hamilton originally, which has gone to Coleraine. That distance went from 12 to 14, which didn't suit. And the Coleraine track's probably going to race on the better side of, probably be a good 4, 5, dead 5. So that wasn't going to suit. So hopefully we can find some rain before Geelong next week.
Geelong's traditionally not a wet track.
No, it's the first day back on the turf, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, we've got to keep him on the heavy and keep him to 11, 1200. That's his go. And then probably, P2 type company.
And anyway, look, he's been good and consistent, so he did run second there first up this prep.
Yep.
So he's obviously got a little bit of a handle on the track. And look, there's not much more there. Further on to the following weekend, I think Royal Fantasy is going to be a lot of runners, a few others. Yep. But apart from that, this Sunday,
Dandino Parade.
Yes.
So we'll be going down to Mornington on Sunday, open day at Bombora Downs, where Dandino will be paraded. It's been well advertised and documented. If there's anyone out there that wants to go, they should contact the stud direct, Bombora Downs.
Yep.
Pete will flash the number up here. And if you want to get down and have a look at the big Dandino parading around, he's probably only got about 3 weeks to go before they start with the mares. So
poor bugger.
Look out. So it'll be all new for him. But looking forward to the season with Dandino. He's been very well supported, and look forward to getting a couple of our mares down there later on to get covered by him, including Shiny Lass will be going down there, Pete, as well as a couple of the other mares we've picked up through the season, and a few Sava Babe and Mumbai and a couple of new ones. So I think we've got about 6 going down there.
We've still got a little bit of, we've got some percentages available in some of our
there's still a few little percentages floating around there.
People are interested to get into the breeding side.
If you don't want to go all the way to Mornington to have a look at Dandino, then the following Friday at the August sale, they parade the new stallions, the first season size there. So if you want to go to Oaklands Junction, Tullamarine prior to the sale, he'll be paraded there as well. So you get a great opportunity to have a look at Dandino, as well as a new size. Over the next couple of weeks, it's all getting really into the breeding season now. So the first lots of foals are due. We haven't had our first one yet, but it's not far away, and it's all a very exciting time.
It is.
We need to send out a cheerio and a best get well message to our Queensland operation. Kathleen Brown, she was involved in a very nasty accident, Peter, on Sunday, where she was, as a pedestrian, she was hit by a car and unfortunately or fortunately suffered a broken shoulder, and it could have been a hell of a lot worse. So she's off the scene now for a few weeks as she recovers. So I know she's badly bruised and in a lot of pain, and unfortunately with a shoulder injury, Peter, there's nothing they can do. You just got to hold it still and put up with the pain.
Yeah.
So, my mother-in-law just got over one, and she was in pain for some 6 to 8 weeks. Hope Kathleen's not watching this, because that's not good news. But anyway, I think really she, I don't know whether you say it's luck or unlucky, but it could have been a hell of a lot worse.
At least we're here able to send out some best wishes, and you can hear them.
Yeah, so
Put
look
them
after
on.
yourself, get well. I hope those kids are
Yes.
looking after you and doing all those tasks. And you know, it's just unfortunate that you know, she was hit at speed and catapulted in the air and landed hard. But you just don't know in life, Pete, what's around the corner, do you?
No, you don't. So you live every day. They do say like it's your last, not that we want to think that, but yeah. All the best, Kathleen. I'm sure you'll be up and annoying us soon rather than later.
Yeah, mate, let's hope so. What else did you have, Mr. Morgan?
No, not much more. We've obviously got a few. They're going to be trialling around the next 10 days again. We've got a few going to the paddock.
Anything you see here, trial of ours you like today?
I love the way the big Pentai strode out. They've been on a tight little circuit that probably doesn't suit a big
First
horse.
day out.
Yeah.
Trial good, didn't he?
Yeah, and there's another one that went pretty good too, Darren.
There might be one there that's going to be first up in a couple of weeks, so we won't give it away.
I'm
but
not going to give it away at all.
he's already had a few starts, and he's come back as a gelding, and he looked impressive, didn't he?
I was pretty quick to get down off the stand after I filmed it and have another look, but yeah,
Well,
no,
we
it
won't
was
give
good.
away his name, but the owners in him will know who he is, and
Exactly.
I'm sure first up wherever he goes, he's going to be a massive
No
chance.
doubt we'll get a chance to chat about him at some stage when he
Maybe
lines
next
up.
week we'll be talking about him on ATB-TV.
I think we will be, yep.
Keep it on the down low.
Very much on the down low. We might have to just miss him.
Well, that's all we got. It's just a short week this week. A few runners coming up. I'm sure there'll be a winner there somewhere. Until next week, I'm Darren Downs here at Burrumbeet with Peter Morgandi.